All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the stream here on VRML Channel 1. Welcome to it. We've got our 5th of 5 OCE matches here on stream. We're ending it on a great note because we have ourselves Villain and Last Centurions. Last Centurions coming back from the stream earlier on today, and Villain, a team that over and over and over again I've just been immensely impressed with. That said, over to Luke. Tell us a little bit about these teams. I know you got a pregame quote you want to share from Centurions. Ooh, hold on. For some reason, you're not coming through, and that's my fault somehow. Some way. Un moment, oh, please.
Check.
And, okay, I think you should be coming through now. There we go.
Check.
That was me. All me. Back to you, Luke.
All right, cool. I said thanks for that. But I have to also shout out Luigi Logic. I mean, fantastic quote from the man. Best OCE quote today. And I've received some pretty good ones. But basically, he had to say that there's always several X factors when matching up with teams across the Pacific Ocean, as Last Centurions is from Australia-based and Villain is Japan-based. You get both teams having to contend with ping. As a goalie, that's going to hurt. Plus, with the time difference, we seldom get to play each other outside of official VRML matches. And with so many of these Japanese players elevating their game by so much, so fast, when we do get to play them, it's like a condensed version of visiting family every few years and seeing their kids grow up, where you're like, holy cow, they're doing that now? So you should never underestimate the Japanese teams, Luigi Logic says. And with Villain's record, especially as of late, I mean, now they're in 5th. That's nothing to scoff at. It would be a grave mistake for us to do that tonight. So Luigi Logic, at the end of the day, is looking forward to a tough matchup. And man, I mean, with a quote like that, I really hope it's a good one. Maybe we'll even see a round 3, Pally.
Oh yeah, fantastic quote. So shout out to Luigi for that, and Luke for going to pursue it. But yeah, it's exactly that. Just to kind of end the stream, I guess the way I started earlier on, I talked about the comparisons between regions and this and that. For anyone who tunes into these OCE streams, you've heard me say it a bunch of times, but yeah, I do feel like the support level here, it's kind of nice because it's growing a lot, but everyone does know each other a lot. And you know, although the Japanese teams and the OCE teams don't get to play, as Luigi said, all the time outside of VRML necessarily, still part of this ever-growing region. A lot of good sportsmanship here. I'm seeing constantly and support in the Twitch chat for their fellow peers and players on these teams. It's been a joy. So glad to finish it strong here with this match in Diamond. And Villain, on that note, as that quote had alluded to, I mean, they made their way here into the top 5 of OCE. Villain did. That is an incredible, basically just rocket strapped to their boot for a roster that is so new comparatively. They've been immensely impressive to me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see them. I haven't seen Villain play, I have to admit, but I mean, I certainly am looking forward to this one. I mean, their track record speaks for itself, right? I mean, contending with ping throughout the season, making it happen, and you know what? I know when I myself or my team has 100 ping, I'm like, oh man, that's insane. But I mean, that's something they contend with, and they play at this high level. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. So, I mean, let's see what they can do, as we do have half the teams ready up. Maybe we'll get the last one. I was about to hit some hits as Halgebert. Well, Halgebert, you can tell us in chat who you're going to vote for, because I mean, it's pretty close. It's close in terms of points, 59 to 41% in favor of Last Centurions. But in terms of people, 10 people voting for Villain. We have all the fans from the OC and Japanese community cheering for Villain, but Last Centurions, only 3 fans. More points, but only 3 fans. Well, let's see who's really going to take this W away. Who's going to take this neutral joust? Palidore, take us in.
Away we go, and yeah, thank you, Luke, for joining me. I'm Palidore once again, VRML Channel 1, our 5th OCE stream of the evening, and ending in the Diamond. Definitely not in the rough. These teams are smooth. They've got the stuff. They've got Odin trying not to get stuffed, as they will have a pass that just ricochets off, but retained by White Bread, and taken by Luigi, but still into the goal for the first 2 points.
Yeah, taking the first 2 points, only 16 seconds in, and it is going to be Villain looking good. But 30 seconds in. Hey, there's still time for last Centurions to come back. Let's see what they can do.
Absolutely. And worth noting here, well, let me just check the verify. Indeed. So kind of a newer thing as of recent weeks, if not just recent week. The Singapore server is where this is being played on right now. So it's still some ping at play, but definitely a much nicer middle ground comparative to earlier in the season and last season when these teams were playing on either OCE or Japanese servers. So something to note.
I was curious because I did check ping beforehand, and yeah, well, I mean, they're both around 100. They're both around 100 as opposed to around 200 or even more. So that always is fantastic to see. Shout out to the Echo Arena devs for getting those. Where were they again?
Singapore.
Singapore servers. Cool. Well, anyway, Shadow Rainer is going to just go for a reset to Luigi Logic, who is going to try to get that clear. He does thread the needle. He gets it down there, bouncing erratically, though. It might be last Centurions getting a hand on it. Yes. Ducking, though, and getting stunned right back. So as Odin takes his right back for Villain.
All right, so passed off and thrown off into the side wall. This will be a stack race, a boost race, and Clean Mike leaving them in that place as they send it out the right lane. And a double stun down below. Meanwhile, in the midfield, the players unraveling all into the blue zone. One inside the goal, one on the disc, and nicely placed on the team play. Again, just well communicated, simple. With that said, a steal, less simple, and that was indeed the plan. It's Shadow Rainer with a steal and the goal.
Wow. All right. Hopefully this is a match. I mean, so far it's looking so good. Only about 2.5 minutes in, but the game's tied. Only 4 points on the board. This is great. This is fantastic. This is the arena action, at least I want to see. But it's now an opportunity here for Villain on the just advantage. Is going to get picked up by Odin. Like the god himself. Finding that passing option, finding one more to Kanai. Not quite connecting as well as they wanted it to, though, so it's going to be Luigi picking up on the back line, getting pressured, but is able to try to get that one downfield. The outlet pass is good, but do they get the outlets clear? No, they don't, as Kanai will steal that one and pick it up.
It's knocked outlet. Let's see if they can let this up into the goal. Maybe a pass attempt, but everyone was actually pretty well covered. Clean Mike doing a nice job to secure that disc and send it away just before the defender can get on the toes. As I say that, though, what a nice move from Clean Mike. That was actually pretty dirty. Just swinging around on a leech, a stun, gets the boost off the floor, but couldn't find the delivery to Tipu, so they will miss that opportunity on what otherwise was pretty slick from Mike over there.
Yeah, very slick action, but that is going to get picked up by White Bread. Going to try to get that one clear downfield, as it might bounce in very close, as they are going to get a hand on it. And oh, on the backboard with the stun. Clean Mike able to get the turnover.
Into the midfield, though, two players, one for either side. Odin with the disc over to the opposite lane, just anchored, well prepared. They've got two other cutters on the left and mid area, but Odin unable to wrangle that disc, so it will slip into the wedge where Shadow has it stolen just as well from Odin. Back to the boot, White Bread on the outer edge, and there's a pass underneath the arms, though, couldn't finish on what otherwise was well-positioned play.
Yeah, I mean, always that extra pass, always close, very close. Real Zero sitting in chat, cheering for Villain, but that is going to get cleared all the way downfield now. Almost bouncing in, very close again, but it will get picked up by Rabble. But stolen by Tipu, and he tips the scales for last Centurions. 4-2, they take the lead.
That they do. Well, hey. When it rains at Singapore's, and 4-2 on the score. We see one on the save at the other end. We've seen a couple of these steals, but just it's one of those things you got to work with. Even through, you know, some 100 milliseconds here, 100 milliseconds there, you can see the skill level is clear on a lot of these plays.
It really is. It really is. I mean, it's such a back and forth game. I love to see it. It's high level OCE action, but it is going to get sent downfield. Not quite, though. The Geo is not allowing that reset, but maybe it's favorable. But no, going to get read by Clean Mike, hiding in the back line. As now they are spacing out. Very much looking for a pass. One back, one across, one forward. Picks the across, now finds the up. And there's not an open three, but the reset will get denied, but stolen right back. Certainly, as it's getting picked up by Tipu again. We saw the last 2 points from them. And there's the reset now, getting everyone in this play, getting everyone in the action. There still is one player back, but they're moving in. Luigi maybe connecting with that pass. Yes, going to have it. A low pass to the wall, but moving, not anchored, so it doesn't get turned over as Villain gets the clear. Just
a series of chess, basically, at the moment. These teams so so meticulous with that disc cycling and the positioning and the passing. The communication is so on point because you see in a lot of these midfield brawls on the QB, the next pass, the next toss of that disc, it's going to the right place, and it's just completely impressive to watch. Like I said, that team play. Centurions, of course, again returning from last season, but Villain here coming together, looking well seasoned and seasoned that bread. White bread ties it up at 4 apiece.
Oh my goodness, what a play. Villain making it happen. Man, 4 minutes left on the clock. Only 8 points in total on the board. Tie game, new game. They said they don't usually able to play those non-VRML matches together, but hey, this is basically like a new game with the just advantage for last Centurions. Almost like a pub, but it's going to go back and forth now. It's going to be Luigi Logic moving it downfield, quickly getting pressured by Rebel. Rebel getting a pass, forcing the pass, but Kanai is able to read that. Going to now be to Shadow Rainer, though. Shadow Rainer continuing to move this one downfield. Taking all the space, taking time. But there's a shot! Oh, but the save from White Bread, did they send it out?
Could have been the shot, the injection they needed, as they will inject themselves into the goal. White Bread takes a 2-point lead, and they're ahead now. That's 2 in a row for that guy right there.
Yeah, it is 2 in a row. This diamond matchup here in OCE. I mean, ranked 5th Villains, ranked 2nd last Centurions. Definitely lots of history and experience here in the arena. But it is going to get picked up by last Centurions. Now 2 behind, but with 3 minutes on the clock, there still is time. They do block the stun, so the pass is good. Moving around, though. Connecting now with Shadow Rainer. Shadow Rainer across, but that's not going to connect as it does bounce back and probably will get picked up, yes, by White Bread as they do get the clear.
Perfect clear as well. Look at that. This is a perfect setup play. Nearly goes in if the stacks are there, but a great job from Centurions to get there in time to at least get on the defensive line as White Bread takes it back for Villain. Villain is putting it over to that clock area, but just misses the arms, and a self-pass there bouncing to Shadow. And trying to just get back into this mix because they're only down 2. It's a low-scoring affair, and yet, as I said, a chess game. So meticulous. The question is, I know we're in OCE, so what will be the check, mate? And they're going to get themselves a goal before it's too late. 8-4.
8-4. Villain. Put it in 2 more. I mean, oh my goodness, they're looking so clean. They're looking so crisp, but it's just 2 minutes left. 4 points is still doable from either team. And let's see what last Centurions can do here with the just advantage.
Pulling away for sure, so they need to act fast and decisively on the defense here, or on the offense, sorry, for last Centurions. A pretty nice rollout. They managed to evade a lot of those aggressive defenders. So off the stack goes into the midfield. They're well positioned once again. That perfect rectangle of sorts. And they're going to try and wreck it from this angle. But no, it's out and out into the wall. And that's a missed opportunity, but a rebound just the same.
Yeah, rebounding just the same as is going to be Kanai moving this one. But stolen right back by Tipu. Tipu looking for 2, and he gets it. Making this a 2-point game with 1 minute remaining. They're in this.
Big shot from Tipu. Last Centurions are right in the last minute here, looking to make their last stand, at least in this first round. So the time is still completely there for the taking for either of these teams. I mean, I think 1 goal either way, the next team to score, I know it would be a tie in maybe Centurion's case, but I feel like the next team to score will be the team to win this round. We shall see, though.
It certainly might, but it is going to get picked up now by Rebel. Rebel dips 1, tries to find the pass across, doesn't quite connect, though, as it is going to bounce around. Will get picked up by Kanai. Kanai diving in, looking to extend it, looking to the ice, and they get it. Rebel. 30 seconds are making this a 4-point game. 10-6, Villain.
That has been just the match, this first round in a nutshell, and what I've been raving about, really from both teams. I can't fault anything either team was really doing on offense, especially because the positioning was so crisp. The passing, especially once it gets into that bubble, has been super, super nice. So while this first round loss will be last Centurions, I mean, round 2, it can absolutely go either way, and it's not hyperbole because this was a very close round.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, some fantastic passing plays from Villain. I mean, and that's what really got it done for them. I mean, they're finding each other, they're finding the angles, they're finding the options, and they're giving themselves options, right? And as a result, they can take their time, they can control the pace of their game. I mean, just like last time. I mean, all morning I've been saying, or evening, or wherever you are, afternoon. The team that has everyone participating is the team that's winning these games and winning these rounds, right? And currently we have Villain with everyone participating. Everyone has at least a stun or a goal, right? And that's. I mean, there's some crazy saves from last Centurions and crazy shots as well. But I mean, they're not able to find those same opportunities because they're not able to get that numbers advantage, which is so important to get everyone involved and moving downfield.
Right. Absolutely. And taking a look in the game here too, it looks like maybe a roster switch here. I know I saw over in the chat Kaika Higashi, who is one of the players. I was wondering maybe we'll see him in the game. Or as I say that, actually Moko now stepping in, because as I do recall, I'm kind of a little bit more familiar with these teams. Certainly Villain and some of these other Japanese teams in particular, they do tend to sub out between rounds fairly regularly, so you never quite know what mix you're gonna get, or at least I don't. I'm sure they know. But looks like will be the case of maybe Moko stepping in for this next round.
Yeah, I certainly hope they know. Yeah, I mean, we saw this a couple times earlier as well. Last Centurions against Free VR. Free VR swept out a player mid-round as well. We didn't catch it until mid-round. I was like, wait a minute, where did that player come from? Nevertheless, I mean, it's always cool to get everyone involved. And, I mean, even strategically, right? I mean, maybe you can try to change up the play style, change up the pacing. Maybe it's a different QB, different plays. You know, who knows, right? Maybe not thinking that hard about it, but I mean, it's certainly the potential is there. With 6 people on your roster, I mean, why not use all 6, right? I know a lot in NA and EU. There's the 5-man or 6-man roster where it's really flexible. And I mean, OC, I mean, they're doing the same thing. Maybe they're the OGs of that 5-man or 6-man roster, even in season 2, 3, 1, or whenever they started. I don't really know, to be honest. But nevertheless, I mean, Moko coming in cold or hot or warmed up, I don't know. But regardless, definitely changing a bit of the pace and the team play here from Villain in round 2.
Yeah, for sure. And with that, let's see, the pace of this timeout still potentially up to another couple minutes left here. So definitely using it to their full extent, these teams discussing the situation. Meanwhile, over in the Twitch chat, welcome to everyone who's stopping by again. See the numbers popping up and see some new views in there. As Luke mentioned earlier on, I think in the chat somewhere, we've been streaming for a few hours now. This is our 5th match of OCE, and they've been some fun ones across VRML 1 and 2. So, yeah, welcome to it. See Shiro Kimchi, welcome back to the stream. Love to see have you here in Real Zeros again, playing earlier on for Leviathan and Thorax. Always great to see you as well. Salty Tortoise, there's a face I'm usually not used to seeing until a little bit later in the day for NA, whether casting or streaming. I mean, either way. Good to see Tortoise in the zone. Jack Burton still remaining here. Koala Kid, who we also saw play earlier on tonight. And again, Mr. Aliosia, like I said, Luke, it's fun because you watch the same players you stream kind of switch into the games, and you cast them, and then they're back into the streams for the next couple hours. That's how tight-knit it is around here.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way, and I like your analogy. I think it's very on point. Where it seems very much is the early days of VRML for NA and EU, all the way back whenever that was. Right here for OC, everyone's supporting each other, everyone's hanging out in chat. Spencer, much love to you. I know you messaged me to say if you wanted to cast together. I guess Palidore took that spot, but I mean, next time, hey, feel free to hop on the sidelines. We'd love to have you, even if we are both here. But nevertheless, I mean, fantastic game, and yeah, I mean, it's always fantastic to see the community here. As I always like to say, I mean, at least I cast, and I always like to thank all you folks hanging out with us. Hanging out, chatting, watching. Maybe you're just a chat ghost. Maybe you're warming up. Maybe you're making coffee. Maybe you're hanging out with your family. But regardless, I mean, we appreciate you for just hanging out and being part of the Echo Arena and VRML community. Training started early. Oh, that makes sense, Spencer. All right, sounds good. But nevertheless, I mean, and it seems like there's all that more community here in OCE. So yeah, it's fantastic. It's honestly really fun to see folks in the arena and then hop in chat and cheer on their opponents even. So you know what? It's really great. I mean, we saw Halgebert gifting that 9 subs, but notably gifted 4 of those subs to the other team, who he just lost against. So I mean, you know what? I mean, it's certainly a great community, and I'm glad to be doing these matches for the first time in season 4.
Yeah.
You know, it's certainly been a while, but we do get the unpauses, we do get the ready ups, and you know what? We might very well see a round 2 here in just a few seconds.
Well, I would certainly hope so, Luke. 23 seconds, though, and that will be coming along. Concur with everything Luke said. See, you wonder why. Well, first of all, anyone wondering why I got stuff on it should be Hal, I suppose. I might as well complete it. It's our last stream. I'm on delay again, so you know what? I'm going to do this blind. H, A. Wait, the A's are here, right? All right, so the L should go right around here.
I hope so.
Good. Anyways, why does
so.
Pally write on his
well.
face for Hal who subs 9 times and gifts 9 subs? Because you are my social life. I'm not going anywhere. Who cares if my face is written on? Anyways, that said, without a trace, into the second round. Let's go.
Let's go, and Algebert just got one more sub as well to Soggy Buddy Snacks. So just to make the L worth it, all the while it is going to bounce upfield. And quickly, Villain looking good here in the second round. What on earth did you come back to, Jinx? You came up to some sweet-ass Echo Arena in the Oceanic region, Australia against Japan in some ways. But it's going to be a cut pass, and Japan is going to start us off 2-0 Villain. Wow.
I think you mean sweet peaches. Get crazy here in OC, Luke. I can't believe that came out of your mouth, although I do concur. It's Villains up first here on the 2 points.
I want to be clear, sweet ass, I mean sweet AS. Like the old Southern phrase that no one uses anymore, but I understand the confusion. You're right, I do mean sweet peaches, I guess, as it is going to get picked up and sent down. Villain, no! Trying to find that top pocket, not quite finding it, as it is going to be Tipu now, but turned right back over to Rebel. Rebel over to Mock Moko, and Moko's moving in for 2, making it 4-0 Villain.
Moko's sweet like mocha. Man, that is locomotion there happening all around the defenders. Look at how, I don't know how they managed to squeeze through, and yet they did. Essentially getting just about a 1-on-3 with that score. So they're rocking and rolling to start this thing off. Last Centurions now, the higher ranked team, trying to play a little bit of catch up here and end the night successfully. But another turnover will be a 3 potential, but off on that right side.
Yeah, that submarine shot is so spectacular when you see it, and that's not, unfortunately, going to connect this time. But it's going to get moved downfield by Shadow Rainer. All the way now, connecting to White Bread. White Bread looking right back the other way, though. And Villain already up 4, but they're looking to get this to 6, perhaps, maybe even 7 if they get a 3. But there is a goalie back in net, so they just go for the reset.
And that is correct, chat. Pally is selling spots for names. Yes, indeed. Hot tubs will be next. Don't you worry. Just kidding. Absolutely not on that absolute shot. Oh, Luigi Logic right through the plungers.
Unlucky. I mean, that's one of the things with ping, but nevertheless, I mean, you win some, you lose some, and Villain are certainly winning some here. You know, currently the 5th seed, but recently climbing. If you are just joining us, you know, they've climbed through the ranks, and now they're 5th. To Last Centurion 2nd. I mean, Last Centurion's definitely a more established team. As a team, they have almost over 3 times the games, 99 games. This is their 100th game as a team. So I'm glad I was able to get streamed. But Villain, this is their 37th. So definitely a lot of different experiences here in the arena. But it's going to get picked up by White Bread now. White Bread now connecting to Moko. Moko getting that one downfield, but going to get read by Luigi Logic. Logic to Tipu. Tipu, no! Going to get picked up by White Bread, and White Bread's looking for the clear.
Nice positioning on the midfield by Luigi again, something to watch out for, because we compliment his goalkeeping skills, but I kind of side-eye him sometimes while I'm doing these cameras and just seeing where he's at. He plays very, very good positioning all over the floor. That said, as a glancing blow on that goal, and a turnover still yet as Clean Mike does take it over. Rough start to the round, but still not insurmountable by any stretch, as it will be sent on the mark right past that cloud into the Echo logo, bouncing into the arms of the Villains. Maybe.
Maybe. It's going to bounce around, and it will now get picked up by White Bread. And White Bread is going to send that one down to Rebel. Rebel trying to find the low pass. Not going to quite connect, but there is a leech, but they did at least stop the stun. So he's able to rotate back, but that reset, that wasn't a reset. That was trying to be a clear, but it is a reset. To Odin now, who has the disc, moving in the bubble, looking for a cut pass, finds the guy up high. Moko gets 2 more. 4 points to their name. 8-0 is the score.
Yeah, oh, what a start. What a blitz they put on in these opening minutes of round 2. So, last Centurions, they're right on that edge, right on the cusp of that danger, the snowball danger. Or 8 points on the board here. I mean, it's going to start looking really bleak and tough to come back from if they go down double digits. So, they need to find that stride of theirs that we know that they can supply. We've seen the defense in junctures. Now it just needs to come on this side of the floor with the offense.
We really do. I mean, and there's the defense. There's the defense again from Villain. I mean, they're just doing everything right in the second round. What a shot! The mail slot, the 43-meter half-court mail slot. I'll call it even three-quarters court because, oh, geez, 11-0 Villain.
Oh, geez. Oh, Den. And maybe you're rubbing off on me a little bit, but oh, damn, what a shot. Luke, that's amazing. They're up by 11.
Yeah, I don't swear that much. I don't think, anyway, but it's going to get picked up by Luigi Logic, moving upfield, but it's not connecting those passes. I mean, last Centurions just seem to be going for these long clears that just aren't working because that's going to bounce in. No way, White Bread. Getting 3 more, 40 meters out, 14-0.
Holy smokes. Villain is smoking right now. That is 2 mid-court flings, one through the mail slot, one through the bounce. They are bouncing right now with 14 points. These Villains are thrilling, and every shot is spilling into this goal.
It really is. I mean, they just can't miss, but maybe this shot can't miss as that's going to bounce around, unfortunately not quite in. But again, Villain on the back line. Last Centurions trying to find where to stand their line. Currently, they haven't found anything as Villain's just been shutting them down. But moving into the bubble now, not able to get a hand at it. Last Centurions able to maybe turn this game around.
Yeah, in desperation mode at the moment. 4 minutes is a lot of time. I mean, one team can score double digits in about half the round, so can the other. Although this is going to be tough just because of that pure momentum, just unbridled momentum that we're seeing going on for a team. You can tell when a team is feeling hot and feeling in a good kind of mood because everything that is usually very difficult just starts going their way.
Yeah, and that's the mental game part for you. I mean, Villain, they're currently feeling good. Looking for a 3, but taking too long, though. And little moments like that can definitely affect the mental game, certainly, but that's going to bounce downfield. Unfortunately, they're not going to get there first. It will be Villain happily able to pick it up and trying to set it down, but it's going to get picked up by Clean Mike now, losing a hand, but he will recover as they're trying to find a passing option. They do. That's cutting in. It's a one-on-one, and they get 2! 14-2. Last Centurions are on the board.
There we go. It's the first one, and especially after this long of a drought, the first one is the most important one and most difficult one. So oftentimes you can see turnarounds happen once that seal is broken on the goal. There's still some time. We've got a third of this round left, so let's see if it does get them going. I certainly hope so, but Villain, man, they are in control for the moment. And again, look at just this efficiency on those joust. Look at the anchors off this joust.
Wow.
17-2.
Wow. Just what? Like, what is Villain doing? I mean, Villain is really the underdog in this story, and they're having the Cinderella story, taking the lead, dominating the number 2 seeded team of Last Centurions. I mean, not only in the points are they not unfavored 59-41, but in terms of the connoisseur votes, they had only 6 to the 29 of Last Centurions, definitely turning the tides here. And there's 2 more from Shadow Rainer, getting 4 on the board for Last Centurions, but this might be too little too late, Pally.
Might be. I don't know how you stop a wild train like this. Just no breaks, except these 15 seconds between the scores, I suppose. But otherwise, it is just breakneck action. I always use that mark. I say, especially in today's VRML game, I mean, the first team to 20 points is usually going to be the winner. Very, very unusual to see 2 teams hit that mark. So if one team gets there at any point, I mean, you can say with relative safety they are in a good control, and that they are for Villains.
Yeah, a great game, as that is gonna just be passed back and 1:30 on the clock. I mean, both these teams insane, but Villain looking really clean. But Last Centurions, I mean, hey, they're not done yet. They want to play until the buzzer as they're looking to get maybe some more points on the board. But no, that's not going to connect. The pass across will not be good for either team, as it is going to get picked up now by Clean Mike, but Clean Mike loses a hand on it, I guess off the head of Villain, but it is going to bounce downfield by Shadow Rainer.
Clean Mike collecting said disc, just trying to get by that defense. Odin had that great shot early on. Clean Mike trying to give a shot of his own, but instead gets stunned. So Odin the takeaway, and Odin the play into that left lane. That is a clear. Few players down the floor for either side. Splitting off will be Moko, but taking it is Tipu into the midfield, where it will be intercepted again by Whitebread, the other half-court thrower from earlier on those goals. Less than 40 seconds remaining here on this round. It will be the 2 rounds going to Villain. Luke, they're going to continue climbing those ranks, apparently. And where is this going to stop is my question.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I mean, they can definitely go the distance. Someone in chat earlier said Villain for finals, and man, it's certainly looking that way. Odin getting 2 more just to end the day. 19-4 in 2 rounds. It will be Villain taking the W. And man, I would definitely not be surprised. I'd be expecting to see Villain in the OCE finals here in a few weeks.
Absolutely, and Odin with one of the just last slam to kind of stamp it in with some authority, put in almost Thor's hammer on that goal. But you can see afterwards that the celebration and the fist pumping, and just they knew they just did something amazing here today, which is not anything unusual, in fact, from the last couple of weeks. But they've been on an absolute tear, getting better by the week. And yeah, I concur. Look, we said this earlier. We saw Leviathan in there. We saw Astria playing. We talked about how they're 2 teams certainly at the top of their games and taking rounds off each other and whatnot. And yet here we are again with Last Centurions high up in the division. We're with Villains who are getting higher up in the division. They got into 6th place last week. They're in 5th place currently after this win. They might be very well in 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. But this is another team who's going to be there right until through the rest of the season and into the finals. I can only imagine. Like I said, you can't take anything for granted if you are at the top tiers of OCE at all. The competition has definitely become so much more level, and it's a great thing to see.
Yeah, it really is, as we do have a player leave, so maybe not the honorary 3rd round in this match, but nevertheless, I mean, fantastic job, Villain, the underdog Villain coming through, and yeah, maybe the first Japanese team to make finals in Season 4, Cycle 2. So that certainly would be exciting. But you know what? Let's see. Also, thank you, Ikeka Higashaki. I don't know how to say that.
Ikeka disc jockey, yes. Higashi, I go with Higashi.
Higashi, all right. Higashi and Anthrax for the 100 bits. Each of you, appreciate you. Thanks for the support. Well, at least Higashi. I'm sorry, dude.
Don't worry. This is a common thing with me too. Usually it's Higashi in the chat who's lately been correcting me. I'm saying, hey, how do you pronounce that name over there? Give me a tip. And so don't worry, it's not just you. I'm more so happy that I'm not the one this time. We're good.
There you go. There you go. We're good. But this game was fantastic. This game was better than good. Man, what a fantastic game. Villain playing their hearts out and making it happen. So, man, I mean, that's it. 5 OCE matchups this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending where you are, NA, EU, or OCE. No matter where you are, I mean, thanks for joining us. We have a lot of matches coming up later today. I plan on doing quite a few. This is just the beginning, but nevertheless, I mean, wow. Phenomenal OCE content. I'm so excited to see this region grow and to see where these teams go. I mean, Villain definitely looks like they will contend with Last Centurions here coming up in the OCE finals. But I mean, man, Pally, fantastic matchups.
Absolutely. I want to shout out one more time. Not to beat a dead horse, but I think it's a horse worth beating. Put that in the VRML quote books. Please don't. But that said, community, you've been awesome. Thank you so much again to Halgebert for all the subs. I think 10 of them. And again, Higashi with 100 bits, Anathorax with 100 bits. So you guys have been here the last several hours. VRML 1, VRML 2, stream to stream. As I always like to say, and I try to emphasize as you guys continue to grow, because I know I do this a lot, but do your best. Words from the wise. Do your best to keep that. That community, that tight community. You know, competition gets intense. Competition gets you stressed sometimes. part of the reason maybe why I'm in the caster's seat now more so than the player's seat. So I know, I get it. But, you know, as you guys keep growing, and you will keep growing, try your best to keep this tight-knitness, because this is the kind of stuff that will outlast anything you do in the short term. I promise you. That said, another shout out to Jinx as well. I saw a comment earlier on that I never actually got to, but it was just thanking you and I, Luke, for the laughs and things like that. And we're happy to bring it. That's one of the biggest joys of casting. Like I said, I get to be a part of 400 teams. I get to be part of 40 viewers or 100 viewers or 200 on any given day. It's like I get to be a part of everyone's team, and we're here to, with everyone else, delivering Echo as an escape. You know, from everything that goes on in real life, when you come into Echo, it's all about one thing and one thing only, the love for the game. That's why we love it, and that's why we love this sport. Luke, final thoughts, or that we close it off now?
I couldn't agree more. It's certainly why we love this sport. It's just fun, zero gravity fun, good times, but also a good time with. I just have to reiterate, all you folks in chat, all our sponsors, we shouted them out. We'll hear your Pally's voice at the end of the cast anyway, saying them. But Ignite VR as well, and Spark application, fantastic, phenomenal. But yeah, just everyone in chat. I mean, with all the bits, all the subs, but. Even if you're just here to hang out, even if you didn't say a single word and you're just listening right now, or maybe you're about to close the stream, regardless, I mean, we appreciate you. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of our community. You know, no matter where you are in the world, NA, OCE, EU, thank you. And yeah, it's just why we do it and why we enjoy it too. You know, even the new caster we just recently onboarded, I mean, they have only done one, maybe two casts, and they're like, wow, I get it. So I guess the last thing I will say, especially for the OCE community, shout out to Zodiac Lord and Defoot, who recently joined our casting team as well. If you are interested in applying, I will post a link here in just a second in chat. We are accepting new applications. Retap and myself manage that, so make sure you do check that out. But otherwise, that's it for me, Pally.
All right, well, you heard it here first. So for that, everyone, be happy, be healthy, be safe, and in a roundabout way, to summarize everything I just said, be good to each other. And we're going to see you again quite soon. Take it easy. Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR. Soggy Bunning Snags, thank you for sponsoring our stream, sort of. Goodbye.